So dressing for what you want the people to interview you for is going to be an important part of this. I think that you don't want to stand out too much. You know, one thing that I get a lot of hotline calls about is perfume, cologne. It is amazing how many people are put off to the point of medical problems. You know, people have asthma, you're in an office, you're in a conference room with a closed door. Don't wear perfume or cologne because you don't know what, it's one more thing that may or may not distract the interviewer. So keep that in mind. Videotaping yourself is an amazing way to catch nuances about how you act under pressure, what you say. If you're an person, if you're a this person, if you are a this person, or this person, or this person, there's certain things that you don't even realize that you're doing. I talk with my hands. I videotape myself. I know that. I move around a lot. When I teach a class, I tend to move around the entire time, but those are things that I now know about myself, having videotaped myself. So as you are practicing interviewing, commercials for yourself, etc., videotaping is a great resource. So I would definitely have a couple dry runs and watch myself to see if there's anything that I'm doing that I don't realize that I'm doing. Yes?
Very specifically, what would you suggest for the older professional, dressing a little younger, dressing seriously, black suit, white shirt, red tie, or that? Because you don't want to give them the impression that you're more competent, or able to do the job than they are.
Mm-hmm.
But you need to give some level of confidence and some level of being relaxed and not like you're going to keel over the next minute or so.
I don't think that it's a problem if you're a bit overdressed. I think it's much more likely to be a problem if you're underdressed.
Even for the older person.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that what stands out in your mind as a recruiter is if somebody is dressed inappropriately, meaning their skirt is too short, their coat is too small, the shirt is not pressed, things like that. But I don't think that any recruiter would, or any hiring manager would ever turn somebody down because they were more dressed up than the people sitting on the other side of the table. So I think that if I had to err on one side or the other, I would always err on the side of being a little overdressed.
Would you go for a lighter colored suit or a darker colored suit for an older person?
A darker colored suit.
So
It's just more formal. Mm-hmm.
You'd go with black and white shirt.
Black, navy blue. Mm-hmm.
You'd go the full power suit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, certainly, you know, if it's an interview that is a very informal interview, you know, I've had interviews where they said, you know, meet me at the softball field because that's the only time I'm going to be in town. I don't know that I'd wear a full business suit to the softball field to meet the executive that's in town for the day, but I'd certainly be professional. I'd open the JCPenney's catalog and I would look at a couple pictures of business casual looking outfits. Yep, that's what I need to be wearing. So, Brooks Brothers, trying to think of some other, Joseph Banks, always a good choice. So, yeah, but I would look in one of my magazines that I get in the mail, and I would look and see what other folks are wearing. But yeah. So, but again, you don't want to stand out too much. We had a candidate come through in a leopard print blouse one time. And at the end of the day, we had all interviewed about 9 people, and she was memorable.
Yes.
But not because of anything that she said. We, you know, at the end of the day, we couldn't remember much about her capacity, her competencies, her skill level, but we all remember that she was the one in the leopard print blouse, etc. So certainly toning down anything that you typically like to wear that has some flair, that's not the appropriate day to introduce it. So wait until you've got the offer and you've gotten settled in before you introduce your leopard print blouse. So not standing out too much is very important. Everyone needs to have a 30-second commercial. I'm sure that has been preached in this room to no end, and it really is important. As I said, you've got so many opportunities over the course of your day to think about who do you interact with. Your dentist, your daycare worker, your pediatrician, you know, the person at the job seeking network. This is an opportunity. He's going to work somewhere soon. This is all people that are looking for a job. So theoretically, every part of your day is an opportunity to network and to be dressed to network with potential hiring managers, etc. But you want to be able to have that 30-second commercial that says, I'm Elizabeth Brackett. I'm the manager of employee relations at the Employers Association. I've been in human resources for 15 years. I'm looking for, or my skill sets, my accomplishments, what I do for the Employers Association, and depending on who the person is that you're talking to, you may need a ending sentence that says, and here's what I think you can do for me. Here's how we can help each other. So that's an important part of what you need to master. Again, videotaping yourself. They call it the elevator speech. Do you guys call it the elevator speech? So the time it takes to ride in the elevator, you need to be able to introduce yourself, talk about what you've been doing. Not only talk about it, but talk about it from a way that provides the person standing opposite you some insight into your role, your responsibilities, your accomplishments. And then ending on a note that's appropriate, either nice to meet you and how can I help you, or how can you help me, etc. So that's going to be an important part of any job searching process for yourself. Networking is going to be huge, and I know it's the hardest part of job searching. I promise you, I get it. I really do. I was unemployed, and I said, I'm a giver. I don't like to ask people for things. I don't like to ask people for favors. As I said 4 million years ago, and now I'm in HR, and I'm in HR to help people. So as far as asking for help, it's not in my nature. You have to. That is the way this works. I promise that that's the way this works. And the way that I looked at it, and this was really good advice that somebody gave me. They said, Elizabeth, if somebody called you and said, hey, you don't know me, but I know Tom. Can I spend 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes face-to-face on the phone and just pick your brain for information about companies in Charlotte that XYZ? Would you ever say no? I said, no, I would never say no. I wouldn't say no. And they said, and most people won't. And that really, for me, brought it home to personalize it to myself. If somebody called me and asked me for help, would I give it? Yeah. And do I know anybody that wouldn't? No. So quite honestly, there's the majority of the people in the world, hopefully the majority of people that you come across, are people that have been in your shoes or are giving people. So having that personal connection to say, you've never met me, but I know Carolyn, and Carolyn said that you would be a great resource for me to talk to, so can I? And having the role I'm in now, that is what I spend probably 10% of my week doing now. As people are back in the job market, we have 865 members, and we're normally talking to the HR people at those companies. So as the HR people are hearing about people being let go or having to let people go, they're calling us to say, Elizabeth, I know this isn't part of your job, but we just had to let go Ellen, and she was the best accountant ever. So we're sad we had to let go of everything we can. Can I give her come by 15 minutes and you can talk to her? Yes, sure, absolutely. But those are the things that you need to keep in mind, that if you were on the other side of the desk, you would do that for somebody. So it's a little bit of a pay it forward situation. They're going to do it for you. And it is also something that you get better at with practice. It's a little bit like public speaking. The more you do it, the better you get at it.